In this video, I want to discuss our matchmaking process, because at the end of every video I say that you can actually book a complimentary consultation with the matchmaker, and some people do it, and some people watch our channel purely for the dating tips. You can keep watching this video, by the way, because I will share dating tips, because you can't separate matchmaking process from the dating tips. So basically, if you are interested in our matchmaking process, if you want to understand if matchmaking can really change your dating game, if dating coaching is something you need, if international dating in particular is something you can benefit from, because our specialization is actually international dating, and of course we work with Ukrainian diaspora, with Eastern European diaspora. So basically, if you book a complimentary consultation with a matchmaker, we will have a Zoom call with you. It will last approximately 20 up to 30 minutes prior to this scheduled consultation, because we will discuss the time. We will ask you to fill in the standard questionnaire so that during the consultation we can actually talk about the lady you would like to meet, about your current dating pattern, so that I won't need to ask you questions like your age, occupation, level of education, languages you speak, like where you are from, if you have a dog, a cat, etc. So I will have all this written for me. So during this consultation I will ask you some questions about you, about your past dating history, why it didn't work out in your opinion, what type of woman you would like to meet. I will share my thoughts with you, if international dating is for you, what a matchmaker, what our matchmaking company can or cannot do for you, and I will answer your questions. Sometimes I ask our pre-client to complete a little homework. If, for example, I want to learn more about the type of the lady a man wants to meet, or I want to learn more how he perceives information about the lady, what he understands as attractive and not attractive, because it can be very individual. And after that, after the completed homework, after the consultation, after all the necessary questions have been asked and answered, we can either suggest a gentleman to start a matchmaking process with us. We will suggest the number of dates he will need, the number of coaching hours, and very often men underestimate the importance of coaching hours, or for example, feedback. I have been surprised with this so many times. I have been working as a professional matchmaker for almost 16 years already, and till now I'm shocked when people pay a matchmaker and they still don't listen. So they pay to hear your professional opinion, to hear your dating tips, your advice, and they implement like zero of it. All they care about is like seeing photos, and they believe this is like the most valuable part about matchmaking. But guys, you can see pretty pictures on Instagram, on Tinder, on any dating app. So there is nothing special about just pretty pictures or a catalog of beautiful photos, because there is no guarantee that any of these women, first of all, look like that in her real life. Also, that she can show at least scraps and pieces of interest towards you, that she is something you need, that you share long-term goals, some interests, that you have common values. So actually the feedback that we give a gentleman after each and every introduction, it is gold. It is really important, because you get this chance to have the third party's opinion. Why, for example, you keep going out on dates and, for example, you can't push it past the second date, or you don't even get second dates, or for example, you start relationship but they end for exactly the same reason. Yesterday I had a consultation with a pre-client, and he told me that he had 3 serious relationships. They lasted for about a year and 3 months, all these relationships, and they ended for precisely the same reason. And he said that all women are like that. No, not all women are like that. You keep choosing exactly the same type of women, and of course your core values are very different, and you split up for this precisely reason, because you choose someone you find physically attractive, yes, you have some common interests. For example, you both are into sport, but your core values, your long-term goals are way too different. And this same gentleman tells me that, oh, you have a psychologist in your team. I don't want like a shrink to talk to me or to talk to the ladies. I think this is excessive. I think people who have problems and troubles, like mental issues, they should talk to a psychologist. I don't need to talk to a psychologist. And this is actually a huge sign that, first of all, why are you so defensive? You're afraid to hear my professional opinion, that there is something you actually do wrong, that there is something that you should adjust in your dating strategy to get different results. In the case of this gentleman, right after the first consultation, I can tell that he's afraid of the feedback, and probably he's afraid to hear that, yes, he keeps choosing the same type of woman, and he keeps expecting different results, but he's doing like everything like repeatedly over and over again, and he will keep getting same results unless he actually hires us, goes through therapy, talk to a psychologist, talk to a dating coach, and actually listen and implement what a specialist is suggesting him. It is really important to understand the approach of a potential client, because if he tries to approach matchmaking same as Tinder, like he believes that, okay, Tinder is rubbish because people don't look like their pictures, and women I like, they show me like zero interest, they don't want to go out with me, they don't return my messages, so I will hire a matchmaker instead. And yes, we will prevent you from facing this situation when you show up on a date and she looks nothing like your pictures. Or for example, she has lied about her age or kids. Like, we check all this information, so you will know whom you are going to meet, the lady will know whom she is going to meet. So the first date will kind of feel like the second date, because if we are talking about Tinder dates, the first coffee Tinder date, pretty much you try to compare the profile and a real person, and you try to find where she was dishonest, or for example, you compare your fantasy, because very often when we see a profile, we start to create this image in our head. Please don't do that. What she's going to be like. Then we meet a real person, and a real person is just different. She is not like a bad person, she is just different. And the lady does the same. She compares your profile, the information you have given about yourself, your pictures, how she has imagined you to be, like with the real person. So when you go out on a date that was set by a matchmaker, well, you will know for sure whom you are going to meet. She will look like her pictures. You will look like your pictures. So there won't be this part when you try to compare and you'll find that like the profile was misleading. But we will still work with your photos. We will still work with your current situation. So if you are like 52 years old and you hire a matchmaker, this magically won't make you like 10 years younger. You won't turn 42 out of a sudden. So of course, same age groups of ladies that were interested in dating you, like on Tinder, online, like you will face same situation here. And the first group that will be interested in you will be women your age, then women slightly younger, slightly older. So if you aim to date someone in her 20s, like early 30s, because you believe that you are an exceptional 52, well, unless you are a Jared Leto, which means like you have his looks, his fame, his money, don't do that, don't waste time. So even if you hire a matchmaker, you have to forget this mindset that you are like ordering at the restaurant, that you want to have this and French fries to the side, or this and this to the side. We will still introduce you to real people, and we can't take Anna's head, Yelena's body, and Marina's personality and use this 3D printer and create a perfect woman for you. Also, I believe it is important to mention that matchmaking is a process, so it is a marathon. And if you hire a matchmaker and you expect that tomorrow you will get the first match, the day after tomorrow you will fall madly in love, and in 3 weeks you will get married, forget about it. First of all, we will have several one-on-ones, because I will have to get to know you better, understand your way of life better, because it is really important to introduce you to a lady who will actually complement your current life situation and not make it like more difficult, complicated, and way less happier. So I will have to get to know you better. Then we will start conducting interviews with the ladies from our database. We will do it together with our psychologist, and usually to set a client on one date, we end up interviewing from 15 and up till 35, 40 people to pre-select one candidate who really shares the goals, values, and who has showed genuine interest and excitement in meeting our client. Then we will suggest you a date. If you are located in different cities, different countries, it can be a Zoom date, it can be a video call on WhatsApp or any other like messenger. If you are located 2 hours or 3 hours drive from each other, we suggest you meet in person, and we have database members all around European Union, in the United States, in Canada, in Australia even, like you name it. But again, I can't tell you where your match is located right now because I haven't talked to you yet, and I don't know which type of ladies will find you attractive, will want to date you, and I don't know whom you want to date. So if you consider hiring a matchmaker or hiring a dating coach, you have to understand that it's going to be a process. And yes, we will introduce you to multiple people, and very often during this process, men and women, they realize that their initial criteria, they are a bit off. Like, for example, yes, if a man wants to meet someone religious, for example, a man wants to meet someone who wants to have kids, these are crucial things, crucial values, and you can't change them, you can't ignore them. But for example, sometimes men claim that, oh, I'm only attracted to blondes. And when we start the process, it turns out that no, he's not only attracted to blondes, he has just been stubborn, or he has created this pretty picture in his head, and it takes time to actually take his pink dating glasses off and show him the dating reality. And such men, very often, they end up happily married to beautiful brunettes. So, for example, to a lady who has like a crazy red hair color. Because sometimes we create these stereotypes, what we need and what we believe we like, we should like, and it has very little with reality. But again, this is a process, and it is crucial for us to get quality feedback not only from our male client, but also from his dates. Because when, for example, you introduce him to one lady, a second lady, and they are giving your same feedback, you see a pattern. You see why, for example, women don't want to go out with him on a second date. You show it to a client and he should adjust it. Sometimes it can be like poor communicational skills. Or for example, he tries to be the so-called nice guy, he is not flirting, and he doesn't get chemistry and sparkle because he is like very plain on dates. He tries to be super friendly, super neutral, or vice versa. He is super pushy. He tries to be this alpha, very confident guy, and he ruins it. Or simply he keeps choosing other type of women. For example, a man wants to date only women who don't have kids, and he has 2 kids, and it is natural that on the dates he talks about his children because they are an important part of his life. And women who don't have children, well, for them it can be not that attractive because men believe that all women want to have babies and they are all natural mothers. It is not so, because, like, you know, being a parent, it changes on so many levels. You understand different depths of love, of commitment, of responsibility. And person who didn't have this experience, well, for her it will be really hard to relate to you. But anyway, of course, there can be couple when one person has been married and has kids and the other person have never been married. But the question is, like, should you limit your search to only someone who has never been married because you believe then you will have your first experiences, but it won't be even the first because you have been married before. Anyway, we try to help our clients see what is missing in their dating strategy, how they can change it to get different results that they actually need, want, and deserve. Anyway, we are not magicians, and we can't make a person listen, we can't make a person change his attitude. And we have seen over 16 years of doing professional matchmaking, of course, unfortunately, many times when a person hires us, pays for our contract, and listens and accepts 0 of our dating tips and advice. So he brings the same attitude to the dates, he acts exactly the same way, he ignores all our suggestions, and of course he gets same results he was getting on Tinder. Hiring a matchmaker or talking to a dating coach, hiring a dating coach, it can be a game-changing thing for many singles. But again, if you are ready to change, because if you have this attitude that, oh, I'm so lovable, love me the way I am, I'm so fantastic, like everybody should be willing to date me, this is the road to failure. We always work in the best interest of our clients. We're always team client, and even when the client disagrees with our judgment, we try to still help a client out. We try to show him like how he can improve, because like our priority is always our client. But of course we are not magicians, and we can't make a lady fall in love with you. We can't make you 20 years younger, like 20 centimeters taller. We can't make you rich and famous. So it is really important to build healthy, realistic dating expectations, and this is a crucial part of our work. Guys, I hope it was helpful, and now you understand a little bit better what is the matchmaking process like, what do we do exactly. Of course there is more, and I can talk about matchmaking process for long hours. I strongly recommend you to visit our website to read more about our matchmaking process, to check videos on this channel, and of course you can press the link below this video and you can schedule the first complimentary consultation with the matchmaker, with myself. Right now is the time to press like to this video, to subscribe to our channel if you want to get more quality content about modern dating and especially about international dating. And of course you can support our channel by becoming a sponsor, and you will get access to additional content that we share only with our dear sponsors. I want to wish you lots of love. My name is Svetlana Mucha. I'm the founder, the leading matchmaker and dating coach at Diolli.com, and I'm filming this one for you in Munich, München, Germany, Deutschland.